Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again. Episode 9 of my Hartford Whalers franchise mode series here on NHL 18. And let's get right down to business, shall we? Because we have a lot to get to. Now, whether or not I'm going to make it through the entire draft or the entire offseason, the entire draft, absolutely. What am I saying? We're 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds into this episode, and I'm already just making an ass out of myself, which is just, I mean, hey, we're right on time. We are right on target. Perfect start. Perfect start. But I kind of want to see if I can make it through the entire offseason in this video. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it might. Last season was, I would say, a step up for us. You know, we got a lot of younger players into the lineup, a lot of maybe kind of players into the lineup, for lack of a better term, you know. Borderline NHLers. We tried to see who might make it. And as far as this draft goes, I mean, as a result of all the selling we have done, we do have quite a few picks. And I'm not sure, honestly, if I should get rid of some. I don't want to crash the draft, to be honest. So I think that 12, 13, 14, 15. I think we have 15 picks total. So it might be worth trading up, to be honest. It might be worth trading up. Let me take a look. I don't know if I want to try and move up in this draft, because again, we still need to try and get a lot of depth players. Now, Vegas, they're not going to trade their pick, but is it possible for me to move up into the top 5? And immediately Nashville comes to mind. I didn't start this episode with a set plan at all. I can guarantee you that. And even then, I don't know if this is going to work out, to be honest. It would take a lot to get that number 2 pick from Nashville. I don't know, man. Well, who's even in this draft class? I don't even know at this point. Who do we have? We have Nolan Foote. Now, this isn't the best draft, of course, which is why I'm very tempted to move up. I know Nolan Foote is high top 6. Who is this? Orlando Lowe. That is a hell of a name. Obviously a creative player. Then you have Darren Swanson as well, a 17-year-old playmaker. So these creative players might be half decent. They might be worth trading up for. Otherwise, we're going to be relying solely on trying to basically find steals in the later rounds. So Colorado, they don't want to trade up. I was hoping it'd be easier than having, or you know, I was hoping I'd have an easier route than just trading straight up with Nashville, because I'm going to have to give up a lot to make it happen. But it's probably worth it. So again, you got to look at the values there. With how weak this draft is, I'm okay with all these extra depth picks, but we should probably just move up into the top 5 and make the most of it. I mean, at this point, this draft is notorious already for how weak it is. So I'm all right with moving up. And you know what? I don't even want to pick this year. I'd rather have picks next year. So again, we're not risking. Now, here's the thing, right? I mentioned, I don't want the draft to crash. If you have a certain number of picks, it can happen. I think really the closer you get to 20 is where I've really seen it kind of happen consistently. So I want to avoid that. 9th, 34th, and 93rd for a 2nd, a 4th, and a 6th next year. I'm cool with that if they are. They are not. I'm not really surprised. How close are we to getting that? I mean, that's a lot to give up. But again, this draft is notoriously bad. And this is the problem with the Preds not wanting to do business here. Can we move up slightly with the Islanders? No, we can't. So we might be stuck. Okay, yeah, if you could just recognize the fact that I'm hitting up on the D-pad, that'd be great. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to be able to do. Can we move up with Florida? We can't. So I think maybe Arizona. Did they want to move their pick? No, they didn't. And then 4th overall, Detroit, maybe, hopefully. No. So the only team we'd be able to move up with would be Nashville. So you know what? And this is why I was saying I refuse to commit in saying as to whether or not we complete the entire offseason, because it will probably be better for me to just acquire a prospect for these picks. Let's make the most of these picks and get a big name player. Someone like a Sam Steele, honestly, wouldn't be a bad player to get, because with these picks right now, in this series so far, I've only really gone after players that have been in the, or on the trading block, I should say. So now might be the time with this extra value to go after one of these higher up players. Now, I don't know if we could manage to get somebody like a Dylan Strome. I think that might still be just a little bit too high up in terms of value. Which, I mean, God, how well are they set up? They also ended up with Rasmus Dahlin, along with Chikrin and OEL. I think Strome, like, someone in between Domi and Strome's value, I think would be perfect. Because, again, you have to keep in mind that a team's not really going to want to get rid of a prospect like that. So the value of that particular player is going to be a little bit higher. So Alex Nylander is perfect. And they want to trade him. Alex Nylander, and maybe even Cody Glass. We might even be able to swing it to get Cody Glass as well. I am going to check elsewhere, but as it stands right now, I'm thinking Alex Nylander might be the next Hartford Whaler because they want to trade him. And how rare is that? I just talked about how rare it is for them, for them and them, meaning other teams, to want to trade players of that caliber. So that might be a good opportunity, even if, well, then again, Nations United with Sweden, he didn't do terribly. Wow, it's a rough situation in Colorado right now, huh? Oh my God. Jost, Hischer, a lot of young players. Matt Duchene's pissed off, which go figure. Who says this game can be unrealistic? This game is a perfect representation of the NHL. Wenberg, again, wouldn't be a bad player for us, but God, man, what is up with this game not recognizing inputs? There we go. I'll just break my controller in the process. Cal Foote. Would it be possible to get Cal Foote? The fact that they want to trade a player of that caliber, my God, what is up with this game right now not recognizing inputs? I don't know what's going on. I mean, you look at our defensemen, we did end up with Ekholm. Brodin, Wu, Valimaki, they can all be decent players. That could be our top four for the future. But if we were to get Cal Foote, it would be Foote, Ekholm, and then probably Jet Wu and Juuso Valimaki in the future. That's a tough one. And Denis Gurianov was there too. So that is another option. I might be leaning more toward Cal Foote. Potentially. Because we were, of course, deciding and rebuilding Hockeytown between he and Nick Hague. And we went with Nick Hague. To great success in that series. But I wouldn't mind, and yes, I know Owen Tippett's right there, I wouldn't mind using Cal Foote in this game. But it depends. I want to go through here and look, at every possible option. And again, that's why I wouldn't commit to this video being ridiculously long as far as like the entire offseason goes, because I don't know how ridiculous the free agency period is going to be. Sharp. Who the hell is this? Sean Sharp. 31st. Oh my God, this was the draft steal that they got last year. 64 overall at 20 years old. Honestly, I don't think I'd want to go after him because he's already 20. And he's a 64. I mean, he'll still probably turn into a great player. But, I don't know, it's kind of a low overall. Joe Veleno, Elias Peterson. I mean, it comes down to Nylander or Foote for me right now. And mainly I'm looking at, prospects that these teams actually want to trade now because I never expected a Nylander or a Cal Foote to be an option. So right now we're looking good. If we can't trade up, we might as well just use this first round pick when we know this draft for the most part is going to be pretty bad. The computer generated players could be decent, but I would much rather go for the sure thing. And we are slowly winding down and running out of options. So let's take a look. Anybody in Tampa? Nope. Sergachev's a beast, though. No surprise there. Toronto? Do you have anybody interesting that you want to give up? No, you don't. So Alex Nylander or Cal Foote. Now, of course, on defense, again, we have options. We could have our top four for the future if we factor in Jonas Brodin. Should we go out and get that big-time winger option to play with Nolan Patrick? So let's take a look again here. Defensively, we have Patrick, we have Ekholm, and then you look, 4 out of the top 5 prospects we have in terms of value are listed as defensemen, although Eggenberger is pretty much right up there too. Do we want Jonas Brodin to be a member of this team long term? He is a top 4 defenseman. I don't think he's going to improve much beyond that, which is kind of the issue. he's never going to be like a legitimate top 2 defenseman. Ekholm could be. He is 54 at 19 years old, though. And we're going to need to have him play in the AHL this year. Of course, my plan for some prospects, I mean, mainly with Ekholm, I could have played him in the AHL last year, right? And he might have developed. Number one, I wanted to see how he developed without being signed. But number two, I did want the Connecticut Whale to make the playoffs. And, of course, they just missed. Of course they did. Of course. So the plan backfired entirely. But he'll absolutely get playing time next year. So I think what I want to do we go for Alex Nylander, 21 years old, and Cody Glass, who could be down in the AHL this season? Or do I go for You know what? I think I'm going to go for Nylander. I'm going to go for Nylander and Cody Glass instead. Maybe that extra defensive help can come further down the road, but let's go for these two. Nylander also has a contract expiring, so that could play a factor. Let's see if we can get this to work. Now, this might be too much. This legitimately might be too much, but it's worth overextending to make this happen. Again, I'm willing to go for the later picks, but at the top of this draft, I don't really expect much. I don't expect much in this draft to begin with. Now, God, that is a lot to give up for Nylander and Glass. It really is. A first, 2 seconds, and a third. Will it go through, though? It won't. How much more am I going to have to give up to make this happen? What about a 3rd round pick next year as well? Will that go through? Damn. I might just have to make these picks. You know what if I take Cody Glass out of the equation? What if I take Cody Glass out of the equation? Now, of course, that value bar is still pretty far apart. Let's go a 2nd and a 3rd. What do they say to that? Reject. I thought that was going to go through. It looked like it glitched there for a minute. Or not glitched, but it looked like it was loading up some information. What if I go with another 3rd round pick next year? So we'll keep our 2nd round pick. But the 9th overall pick, the 40th, and the 93rd, and a 3rd next year for Alex Nylander? Do I trust Alex Nylander to become an absolute monster? I don't know if I do, but I trust his abilities more. I don't even know if I get this to go through, guys, with what I'm going to have to give up here, and I don't want to waste too much time. So a 1st, 2 seconds, and a 3rd. That's too much. That's too much. All right, screw it. We're going to make the picks. We're going to make the picks. I had to check all avenues. I'm sorry. Hey, I didn't waste a 40-minute episode with it. I'm not going to be able to trade up with Nashville either. Let's make the picks. They might not be the best, but maybe we'll find a bit of a steal. And again, you look at the top of this draft, just nothing. Nothing. I mean, there are decent prospects, but nowhere, no one that's anywhere near like NHL ready. That's going to come in the Season 3 draft. So for now, we have 2 options here in the top 10. Both Americans, Mike Watson, the power forward, or Devin Beckett, the playmaker. And to be honest, I think I want to go for Beckett, just because if he's a center, that means in the future we could move Nolan Patrick over to the right if Beckett turns out to be a number 1 guy. I'm going to go for Beckett. And he's at least medium top 6, and he's a 56 overall, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Now, again, you could argue, man, should have traded up. Maybe should have gotten Alex Nylander. I wasn't comfortable with how much we would have had to give up to make that happen. We will take a look, though, because I know people care about potential steals. The rest of this draft, here's the thing. Like, this draft is very consistent, but it is very tough to find those elite-level players. Like, for example, some decent talent has been selected so far in this draft, but there hasn't been anybody too crazy that's been selected. Now, we do have a couple of options, and obviously Bulis is the guy showing up as exact elite. That's going to be a steal for us, even if he's a low elite. I know that there's a guy named Weeding, and that draws back the draft to glory, but without a doubt, Bulis is the pick. Radek Bulis. Even if he's a low elite, I'm cool with it. We just found ourselves a steal. No doubt about it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I said this draft was a bit light at the top and that we might have to rely on steals. Well, with the 34th overall pick, we just found ourselves a steal in Radek Bulis, medium elite. He is only a 53 overall, but He is now right in line with Ekholm and Nolan Patrick. What a find for us. What a find, and we almost traded the pick. Wow, I was that close to trading the pick, too. That is crazy. And we get another pick, nearly immediately here. Medium top 9s, medium top 6. Bulis. I mean, what a pick for us. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Oh my god, I can't believe that. That is insane. The scouting paying off for us. Who else do we have for exact potentials? Nobody else that's crazy high. We might be able to get a 5th or a 6th round steal. And I think with this draft, I think we should be fine. I don't think I have too many picks. Unfortunately, I mean, right now I have to make the decision of do I want to just go off the board and pick somebody, or do I want to get like the guarantee with Grabeshkov, Ruslan Grabeshkov. If he's high top 9, that'll really, you know what? I'm going to take the risk on Grabeshkov. I'm going to hope that he's high top 9. He'll probably be medium. He might even be low and, completely screw me over. Medium top 9 to the 54. Okay, so he's in line with, say, Peacock and Stoll. So not quite a steal this time out. But still, Bulis, just what a selection. And you look at what else has been taken here in this round. It's not great. Again, this isn't the deepest draft. I was talking about, actually, Kelly's a really good pick. Kelly is a really good pick. And this is way down in the 3rd round, of course, so we wouldn't have, we wouldn't have even seen any of these players, but I didn't have information on them either. Oh my god, Radek Bulis. I can't believe it. Oh, damn. Wow. Well, I talked about should I go for a shot in the dark pick over Grabeshkov. I should have. Petrolainen and Morrissey, 2 medium elite players. So we ended up with a draft steal of our own, but we did just miss out on 2 potential steals as well that were on the board that we would have seen at that point in time. So that's unfortunate, of course. It's not a great situation to have missed out on them, but we do still have a medium elite steal of our own. And I guess now at this point is when we're going to just, instead of taking that exact potential, we're just going to go shot in the dark here from now on. So Silvegaard or Eager, one of those two, or Chara for that matter, and there's an unknown in Malmstrom. So let's see, Torsten Silvegaard, 6'3", 201, 2-way forward, or we have Scott Eager, 17-year-old defenseman from Switzerland. Or I could take Marian Chara. Unfortunately, he's not quite a monster of a man like Chara, but let's go for Silvegaard. No reason as to why. Let's just go for Silvegaard and hope for the best. Medium bottom 6. I needed to hope a little bit more. In line with what was selected there at the end of the 3rd round, but still not great. That really sucks, though, doesn't it? To have missed out on some of those players. That is unfortunate. We missed out on Makkonen. He would have been a decent pick for us, but is what it is. Again, it was a shot in the dark. And then the 5th round, is that where we are? 5th round? 4th round? Where the hell were we? Screw it, let's just make the pick. Let's just make the pick. 102nd overall. We'll go for Eager. Let's go for the defenseman Eager. Medium 7th. All right, so these shot in the dark selections, again, not working out too well for us. Please don't tell me Vancouver's going to get a steal. Thankfully, they didn't. 4th round. 4th round, can we find a steal? We have Malmstrom, Ranta, David, Hutala? I'm going to go with Hutala, and Martinson. So a lot of Swedes. A lot of Swedes. I'm going to go, see, we got Kim Malmstrom. We got Esa Ranta. I think I'm going to go for the Swede again. I'm going to go for Malmstrom, and we're going to hope for the best. Medium bottom 6. Okay, so again, no steal. I'm a little bit nervous about it now, because after missing out on 2 medium elite players, we ended up with one of them, which is incredible, but after missing out on 2 medium elite players, I'm a little bit nervous that it might happen again. If it happens once, cool. If it happens twice, then that really sucks. It did technically happen twice. We missed out on 2 of them. Let's take a look. We have to. So he's going to be the pick. You have Kai Suominen. Suominen. What else do we have here? Ukrainian, I believe that's Gaba flag. Is that fucking Kazakhstan? I don't remember. It's fine. Oh, and we have an Oli Hall. Nice. So do I go? If only it was Essa. I gotta go with Yuri Hidobin. I have to. The Belarusian. The Belarusian! He's a steal, too! He's a steal, man. Yuri Hidobin, medium bottom, or not medium bottom 6. I'm so used to saying that. I was looking at Martinson. Medium top 4. He's better than a medium bottom 6. He's a medium top 4, 56 overall defenseman. How do you like that? Not quite elite, but to get a bit of a steal named Yuri Hidobin, that is pretty sick. Suominen was medium bottom 6. This has been another fairly successful draft, I would say. So far, so good. The question is, who do we go with next? We do have a couple of players that we don't know much about. Do I take the risk on Sundstrom? I don't know if I do, because I don't trust that high potential. So we could go with Sharov. I don't know anything about Oleg Loktionov. He shows up as medium top 9, but I don't have him scouted out at all. We could go with Hall, Arvidsson, Malmstrom, Sweat, Gordon Sweat, or McCann. You know what? I'm tempted by that medium top 9. I know he's probably going to be medium bottom 6, maybe even low bottom 6, but Oleg Loktionov, I'll take the risk. And he actually was medium top 9. What do you know? That's not a bad pick at all. Again, what a 4th round for us. And we are not done yet. We have one more selection here in the 4th round. God, am I glad we held on to these picks. Damn, imagine if we didn't. So we got Sharov, Hall. I don't know if I trust McCann or Ovechkin. I just don't know if I do. This next pick is pretty tough. So we could go for Malmstrom. We could go for Sweat. Jesper Malmstrom. I think I'm going to take another Swede. I know that there's a... You know what? Or do I go for Oli Hall? We'll say he's the brother of Essa. Oli Hall. Medium bottom 6. Okay, well... We'll see if he can progress at all. I will have to double check who the Flames selected because I need to know if I missed out on anybody. Nope, I didn't. Or at least not with that pick. Let's send to our next pick here in the 5th round. Low top 9, medium top 9, low top 4, McCann. Glad we avoided him. We didn't really miss out on anybody. We're doing well. I mean, aside from missing out on those 2 medium elites, but at the very least we ended up with a medium elite of our own. This has been another really good draft, and I'm really liking the direction that this team is going. So when it comes to Ovechkin, Teravainen, or Jones, I don't really trust it because think about the last player who showed up as a high potential like that. Think about what they ended up being. The answer was nothing. So Pirnez, Jacobs, Höglander, Blomstrom, or Seal? I'm gonna go with Seal. Lawrence Seal. He's Polish. Right. Kudrock. Let me check potential-wise here. What do we have left? Eklund and Sereda. That's pretty much it. No decent exact potential. So we're still pretty much just throwing a dart at the wall and, dart at the board. Why would you throw it at the wall? I mean, if you suck and you miss the mark by that much, then yeah, you might have thrown it at the wall. Petri, Pirnez, or Par Jacobs. Could go for Höglander. Or Seal. Lawrence Seal. I'm going to go for Seal. Because he's a center. That's the only reason why. Medium bottom 6 again. Alright, do we have another pick in the 5th round? Did we miss out on anybody? Tarnstrom was low elite. I wasn't even considering his name, to be honest. So I can't even... Oh, shit. Jacobs was also low elite. To be honest, I don't think I would have picked him either, though. So I'm upset, obviously, that I just missed out on 2 low elite players. But they were 2 players that I was honestly not considering picking at all. I really wasn't. So I can't be that upset. I think I'm going to go with Pirnez next. I'm going to go with Pirnez. People guaranteed in the comments, especially now that I'm pointing it out, but people are going to be like, oh, you should have taken Jacobs, and this is why, or Jacobs, or Tarnstrom, whatever. It is what it is. That doesn't take away from the fact that this has been a good draft. Hindsight doesn't ruin the fact that this has been a good draft. Pirnez is a bit of a disappointment, though. It's a bit of a disappointment. We do have another pick here in the 5th round. Are we going to miss out on anybody else is the question. I Certainly hope not, and we didn't. Good. Good. What else do we have here? Kovalev is a backup goalie. All right. Again, something like Dodge, Shishkinov, Dockel, Brunette, Gilson. I'm going to go with the goalie Kovalev. Vladimir Kovalev, the Belarusian. The last Belarusian we took was Yuri Khudobin. He was good. And Kovalev is good as well. Medium starter potential, not bad. He is only a 50 overall, so he's a bit of a ways away from making it if he ever does. But that's still not a bad selection for us. Brunette was a low elite, and honestly, he was someone who I was tempted to pick there. So that is unfortunate. A lot of low elites in this draft. Like I said, I had a feeling steals would be the theme. I'm still happy with the steal we got. Low elites, yeah, it sucks to miss out on them. Medium elites, it definitely sucked to miss out on them. But we still have a chance to do some damage. So Davidson, Holtby, Prohorkin. We have Samson. He's showing up as high top 6, but we've scouted him 4 times. We've scouted him 4 times, and he's still showing up as high top 6. That's Arthur Sereda. I'm going for him. Arthur Sereda. Fucking right, baby. There we go. What a draft. What a draft we've had. What a draft this has been. I had a feeling, I'm like, really high top 6, but I saw we scouted him that many times. Wow, I just noticed how many defensemen we have too. That's hilarious. But Arthur Sereda, the 6th round low elite pick. And yes, I know there's a ton of low elites, but still, you're not going to ruin this moment for me. We are building this team up, man, and it's looking good. It is looking good. Is there anybody else that we missed out on, aside from that one low elite that I just completely failed to mention? No, indeed there wasn't anybody else. Do we have time to find one more steal? That is the question. There's nobody there that I really want to draft. You know, high top 9, scouted him twice. High top 6, scouted him twice. I don't really trust that. So, what do we have here? Who can we go for? Peyton Krebs is there, and I know for a fact that he's high AHL top 6. Because this, of course, is EA's roster and not mine, where I actually gave him a proper potential. I still might take him, though. Although I have a feeling he might factor into one of my other series. Wayne Huey. We got Wiley, Karhalati, Capaduca. Wiley might be a decent pick. Wyatt Wiley. Hell of a name. Hell of a name. Is that Per Forsstrom? Per Forsstrom. Always ends up being that name. Something similar, at least. Kyle Topping. Great name. Great name. That's all I can say. As far as who to pick here, again, it is just kind of shot in the dark. Hope for the best. I'm not going to go for Peyton Krebs because I know how good he is. So I'm going to go for Wyatt Wiley, and we're going to hope that he is half decent. He is not. Should have gone for Krebs. Should have gone for Peyton Krebs. I didn't really miss out on anybody though, so that's good. It's always nice to not immediately miss out on somebody. So we could go for Huey, we could go for Kolosov, Lavoie, Krebs, Forsstrom. I mean, I might have to go after Wayne Huey, right? Right? A little nod to the ghosts of YouTube past, and also he's a monster of a two-way defender. You know what? Wayne Huey. Let's do it. How good is he? Low top 6, so not great. Not great. Buffalo ends up with Kostanen. Oh, let me see. And by the way, if you couldn't tell already, this video is just going to be the draft for how long it's taken. Burke wasn't that great, so let's take a look. Yes, I know there have been trades. Don't worry, before we end the episode, I'll take a look. And that was actually it for the draft. That was actually it for the draft, but there you have our picks. Beckett was decent. Boulis was a steal and a half, and don't forget Yuri Khudobin. Don't forget Yuri Khudobin. Don't sleep on Yuri Khudobin. He'll be a beast for us like he was in Draft Glory. Not as good as he was in Draft Glory, but he'll still be a beast. So let's see. Eric Stahl to the LA Kings for Owen Tippett and Justin German. Owen Tippett is on the Wild. The Wild also acquired Kyle Turris for a 1st and a 6th round pick. And in Minnesota, another move, acquired a 2nd for Jonathan Marchessault and a 5th. A lot of moves done there. Minnesota, another pick. 2nd round pick for Tyler Myers. Holy shit. Chris Weidman in the 4th round pick to the Islanders in exchange for a 3rd was the only other move. The Minnesota Wild. Good Lord, weren't they busy? Good Lord, weren't they busy? Now, you know what? Yeah, let's keep going, shall we? Let's keep going. Resign phase. Let's do it. Let's do it. We could easily stop here. Let's at least go through the resign phase. If the free agent list, though, looks pretty crazy, maybe we'll stop. Maybe I'll even edit a bit for once. We'll see what happens. But let's take a look here as Nolan Patrick is up to an 87 and is a legitimate first-line forward. So goaltending, Joonas Korpisalo needs a new deal. I'm going to knock that down to $4 million even. 4x2 for him. We'll also look to sign Malcolm Subban, try to drop it down to 1.2. Kravchenko, the medium backup that we have, we're going to let go of him. We don't exactly need him. Although we might be moving out 2 out of the 3 here. I'm thinking Sandstrom at least gets traded so that we can get Allen and Kovalev into the AHL. On defense, right. We're definitely going to have to make some moves on defense, but for the moment, we look all right. We will bring back Gabriel Carlson. We'll knock it down to 1.6 just to save a little bit of money. Should I be trying to save money when I have $49 million in cap space? You can certainly debate that. You certainly can. But I'm also thinking long term a little bit with some of these players. Gustav Olofsson, we can sign to that 2-way deal. Was there anybody else? Medium 7th, Gawanke. I don't even remember drafting this guy. He was a 3rd round pick. Yikes. Leon Gawanke. Well, I'm going to let go of him because, God, he's not good. Oh, wait, did I let go of the other guy on accident? Whoops. Granted, the other guy wasn't great either. He was medium top 6. I have a chance to bring him back, too, if I want to. So, you know what? That was a mistake, but it's okay. We'll survive. We will survive as it is. I have other players I'm looking to bring in anyway, including Ekholm. So it's fine. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Have you ever accidentally released the wrong player? I'm sure you have. Evgeny Dadonov. Now, we have signed him numerous times, and you know what? We will sign him again. Can I go 2-way? And then, there we go. Quick little trick to get back to a decent total. And we're going to look to give him about $11 million again, which means he's going to be here for the entire season. But that's okay. We need someone to take up cap space. He'll be the guy for us. Connor Brown. We will re-sign Connor Brown. I'll give him the contract he wants. Decent 3rd liner for us. Riley Barber, I'm intrigued to see what else he can do. We'll sign him up. Emile Poirier. Justin Bailey. I'm just going to start giving these guys the contracts that they want. It's fine. Taylor Radish needs to be re-signed, and that's it for now. Left wings. Okay, here come a lot of contracts. Let's sign Lawton to what he wants. We'll sign DeBrusque. Let's let go of Brandon Peary for the moment. Tyler Bertuzzi. Nick Kerdiles. Oh my God, I have so many players to sign. Taylor Lear. Max Jones. Good Lord, the amount of players we have to sign. And then centers, there was Nick Shore. Now, I'm not going to immediately sign Nick Shore. I just want to make sure that we have enough spots for all of the players we have. And that's the thing. If we do a full episode here, the full off-season, it's going to be an hour plus, I would assume. So as I say that, you'll definitely know if we end up doing that by the length of the video. But let's take a look. Everybody has accepted. That's right. Everyone's on board. They know that Hartford is the place to be. Of course it is. Why would you think differently? Of course Hartford is the place to be. Now we got $28 million in cap space still. 46 contracts. Let's take a look at potential RFAs. Nobody? Good. UFAs, just sure. I'll sign him. I don't know. I don't think he's going to make the final cuts, though. I don't think he's going to make the final cuts, and I think we are probably going to have to get rid of him. Again, as it is, we have too much cap space, and if there's anybody on that free agent list, we are going to try to make a play for them. Now, in saying that, if, say, like a veteran, for example, if Alex Ovechkin is there, I don't know if I'm going to go after Ovi, but prospects? Maybe. Let's take a look, though, before I make that decision. David Pastrnak, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Mitch Marner, Artemi Panarin, Wayne Simmons, Blake Wheeler, Jeff Skinner. Oh my God. Oh my God. What the hell do we do? Huh. Who's available as a goaltender? Nobody great. What about any prospects? Well, I can tell you the first thing we're going to do is send him an offer. Now, unfortunately, it's a shot in the dark kind of deal as to whether or not he'll sign with us, but there was a medium elite goalie in the last draft who wasn't picked. And there's also Jordan Hollett, but he's only a 54 at 20 years old. He's not going to get better. I mean, well, he is, but compared to what we have in the system already, no. Defense. Anybody? Aside from OEL, of course. Medium top 6. There's Boyer, who we let go of. Yeah, Julian Boyer. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Well, now you know that I'm recording this at 6:46 in the morning because I'm a psychopath. Anyway, I think I'll send an offer to Julian Boyer, too. I would like to bring him back. So already we are going to be pushing it as far as roster spots go. But I can tell you right now, we're not going too much further in this episode. Low elite Budens. Bodens? Bodens. Slipishev actually might not be a bad signing either. You have Slipishev, John Quinville is there. We'll consider them. And then Charlie Hudon and Vorobiev. Now, again, Hudon might not be terrible. 25 years old, he might still progress. Vorobiev will definitely want to sign, and of course a lot of teams are going to be in for him. And then you have someone like Freddie Gauthier, who might improve as well. So needless to say, there are a lot of potential roads we could go down here. It's not just a fork in the road. There's like 6 or 7 different paths. Now, I will tell you right now, to give you all the information you need, David Pastrnak would be a first, second, and third round pick. That is more than worth it. Like, that is more than worth it. I imagine Mitch Marner costs about the same. He does. So we can make a play for Pastrnak or Marner. OEL is a straight-up free agent. Artemi Panarin is a straight-up free agent. We have to make the choice of how do we want to approach this, because we have been in rebuild mode from the moment we took our expansion team. However, we are in a good enough spot to where we could sign these guys. Obviously we could. I mean, you look at what we have forward-wise right now. You know, Nolan Patrick, Burakovsky's decent. And aside from that, it's just a lot of potential. You know, it's like you look at these guys with trade value. It's not great, but they could still be half decent. A lot of 25-year-olds that we could easily flip. Are we ready to be that cup contending team right now? No. But certainly signing some of those players would help out. So there's just a couple of different ways we could approach this. We could absolutely go after, at the very least, Pastrnak, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Artemi Panarin. I am going to have to get rid of some players anyway. To clear up room for the prospects that I've already sent out offers for, right? So we're about to pick up a lot of draft picks. Again, because that's what happens. Now, again, when I talk about being ridiculous in this series, right? Like, I could flip Yui and Wiley Alexandrov for pretty much nothing. Eager, because I don't really think he'll become anything. It's just there's so many different options we have moving forward. This is one of those crucial moments in a series where we need to decide what we want to do, and how we want to approach the rest of this series moving forward. Again, in Oliver Ekman-Larsson, it would be nice if he were to be able to say, I want to sign with this type of team. Odds are we would still technically be in his cup window by the time the rest of our prospects were ready. But is he going to want to go to a contender now? Someone like a David Pastrnak or a Mitch Marner? A lot more of a quote-unquote realistic signing. But at the very least, we have sent out a couple of contract offers for some prospects. Guys, I'm going to leave it up to you. I want you to let me know, yes, you, down in the comments below, what you think we should do. And give me your reasoning. It could be for an individual player, like Pastrnak, OEL, Marner. It could be just an overall thought on how you'd like to see the series progress and what you think we should do. Not necessarily what you would do, but what you think would be more entertaining for you. Now, again, I'm not going to be able to please everybody. But, I like to get a kind of general feel for, what the audience thinks at this point in time. This is a very big decision. So we will end this episode here, and needless to say, the next episode, where we go through the rest of the offseason and prepare our team for the next season. Keep in mind, season 3 is coming up. I don't know what season 3 will bring. What type of team will we be at that point in time, as I just continue to stammer and stumble over every goddamn word. So with that said, I'm going to call it an episode. I thank you guys very much for watching. I obviously am looking forward to your feedback. And at this point, I'll hit you with the normal outro. You know what you got to do to support the video. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button. Now, don't smash it. It's fragile, but just gently tap it if you haven't already. Links are in the description to my Twitter. Follow me on there. It's beneficial. Ask one of or two of my, or at least one of my viewers. The other guy might have just been a random guy. Feel free to ask one of my viewers who just want a copy of NHL 18 because he follows me on Twitter. It can be beneficial. And follow me on Twitch as well. I'm trying to close in on 5,000 follows there as well. Keep in mind with Twitch, you don't need an account to watch. But hey, if you make an account really quick, you can follow me on there as well. Help boost up those numbers. Help me look good, damn it. Help me look good. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next episode of my Hartford Whalers franchise mode series here on NHL 18. Goodbye.